Hilfiger. This is the Star Report. Good afternoon and or evening, wherever you may be. Okay, let's get right to it. Last night, Kanye West was on Tucker Carlson's show on Fox News. I watched the entire interview. There may be a part 2 coming, I'm not sure. Let me just say early, I enjoyed the interview. I enjoyed Kanye West doing what he does. Is he medicated? Absolutely. But he's an artist. Let's put that out there first and foremost. And salute to Tucker Carlson, who was not doing the typical condescending, cynical white thing, all that sort of jazz. He let Kanye speak. He chimed in, I think, when necessary. I think Kanye West has valid points, even though I've had my issues with him and his music and all of the just overexposure stuff, which I'm going to try not to go into. But the interview itself, I enjoyed it. It's in my community section if you have not seen it. And I want your opinion before I say too much. I don't want to slant anyone's view of that interview. If you didn't care for it, please call in. I think this is a monumental interview for Kanye West. And if, in case you didn't see it and you don't know, Kanye said his father, who is still alive, former Black Panther, and a very intelligent man, according to Kanye West, sent Kanye a text message, and with regards to the White Lives Matter shirt that Kanye and Candace Owens were wearing, Kanye's father approved. And he said, I like it. A black man stating the obvious. So, was he trolling? Sure, to some degree. But again, I enjoyed him, being monotone. So I'm not sure to what degree of medication he was on last night, but his thoughts sounded clairvoyant. He sounded lucid. And Tucker Carlson let him speak. Now, in case you're new to the show, I am an objectivist from the School of Ayn Rand. I've been a conservative voter most of my life, but I'm not a Republican. I'm not a Democrat. I'm an independent voter. But I think that Kanye has found his groove once again, and I'll just say that, okay? You chime in, speak freely. I want to hear your thoughts, okay? All right, 2 showrunners this afternoon here. New York City Mayor Eric Adams has now declared a state of emergency. A state of emergency with regards to the migrants, the illegals, the undocumented, beautiful people from developing nations. We no longer say third world countries that are coming here, being bussed into New York City, being flown in. It's a sanctuary city. And I've never met, I'm not sure if I met Eric Adams or not, a former police officer, because I'm a cop supporter. You know this. I may have met him. But I've got a lot of friends and associates who know Mayor Adams. He's been doing the most since he was elected into office. And this may be the first step, if you ask me, for him addressing the problem of violence and what I perceive to be a lot of the children of migrants. The children, the ones, we've had this discussion already, the ones who ride around on the scooters, shooting each other over drill rap, okay? So I want your honest opinion on that as well, all right? Now, also coming up, I think I have 2 showrunners. Hang on a second. I know I've got Draymond Green punching. Where is that showrunner? Holy smokes, oh man, I don't think I have it. Anyway, it's in my community section. Good afternoon, Troll Babies. How you guys doing? Yeah, Draymond Green punched Jordan Poole at practice. I thought I had that on my screen. Anyway, Florida Boy Jay, I'm ready when you are, sir. I want him to call in and bring me fully up to speed. I like the Warriors for the most part, Golden State Warriors. Draymond Green, he's very animated, but I'm not going to dump on him, and here's the reason why. 1995, for those of you who, you claim to know basketball, who punched Steve Kerr in his face in practice? Pow! gave him a shiner. At the suggestion of the coach, called him a couple of hours later. The guy who did the punching, pow, didn't even know the last name of the guy who he punched at that point in time. Was it a tune-up that was needed? Because after that punch, everybody got their minds right. Troll babies? Yes, no? I'm not going to say his name. But sometimes a good punch in the eye, an uppercut is what's needed. Now, basketball is a different game. A different game today. So it's a much softer game. I'm sure there will be a hefty fine for Draymond Green. I'm sure there will be a suspension. But I just had to put that out there early. Who in 1995 socked one of his teammates in the eye? Pow! Did he close his eye? I forget. I gave him a shiner, okay? Okay, that's my show this afternoon. And again, if you're new to the show, I do research. So we're a little scattered around here. And I've got some coffee and a protein shake, all right? Phone line should be open. Troll babies, how is the spelling on the screen and my audio? Are we okay? Okay, I see Florida Boy J on the line. Sit tight, FBJ. I see you, so I'm coming to you right now. Let me make sure my phones are working because I had some issue the last show. Did I say Hilfiger yet? I just want to make sure, just stunned. Okay. Let's get right to it. Good afternoon, Florida Boy J, sports aficionado. Are you there, sir? Florida Boy.
Yeah, I'm here. They're tapping in. You know what I'm saying? Niggas is swinging punches and getting into kerfuffles, right before the basketball season tips off. Mm-hmm. And we must get to it. I don't know if you seen Russell Wilson last night, but he's fumbling the bag. We have a lot to get to. So let's start it off.
Go ahead. Okay, so this punch in the face, I saw the video footage. I have to say, if I can just say this before you speak, Draymond Green, he pushed Jordan Poole and then socked him. It was like some really just hood shit. I don't think Jordan Poole even saw the punch coming. He just thought it was going to be a push. Dropped him and then held him up. Yes? No? What happened?
Yeah, of course. Jordan Poole, obviously he grew up in the AAU circuit where, you played in these air-conditioned gyms and, your mom and dad are watching you play. He never, played in the street on the asphalt where, somebody might tune you up for talking too much, too much, trash. So what was happening, Jordan Poole and Draymond Green are going back and forth trash talking. Apparently, they've been having friction all off season. Okay. They're trying to blame it on the fact that Jordan Poole is an emerging player. He's going from a role player to maybe a NBA star. Okay. He has a contract coming up at the end of the season. So they're saying, he's been coming in acting brand new, popping off at the mouth, and Draymond Green had to, set the record straight and get niggas back in line. Okay. But the conflicting reports, from Klay Thompson, Andre Iguodala, Bob Myers, the GM, they're saying that, they're coming to Jordan Poole's defense. They're saying that Jordan Poole hasn't changed his behavior. He's been a model citizen. He's been a team player ever since training camp has opened up. So just to refute those reports, honestly, the way it's looking like as far as the Warriors' dynamics go, it used to be Draymond, Klay, and Steph. And Draymond was the enforcer. Mm-hmm. But, especially after Draymond's finals performance, which was putrid, and the emergence of Jordan Poole, especially in the playoffs, is now looking like a three-way Splash Brothers of Poole, Klay, and Steph.
Okay, now hang on a second. For those who don't know, Jordan Poole, a shooting guard, okay? He was with Michigan in 2018. He's now with the Golden State Warriors. How many years has he been in the league? I don't know. So I'm trying to get up to speed here. How many years in the league?
He's been in the league for about 4 years. For 4 years, this is he was in the G League for a little bit, and then he came out of the G League. He's really been a development player. He wasn't a top pick in the draft. Wasn't had expectations to be who he's emerging to be right now. So okay, that's the thing about it.
All right, so I'm looking here, according to Wikipedia, 2019 is when he was drafted, the 28th overall in the first round of the 2019 NBA draft by the Golden State Warriors. So is there any indication as to what may have led Draymond Green to punch him, or Was this just a little tune-up? You know, you're new to the team. Watch your mouth. You know, show some respect. We don't care about your sneaker deal. We don't care how many followers you got up on Instagram. We've been getting rings. Hold this. Pow.
I mean, you can write it off as that because there's been other enforcers in the NBA and NBA locker rooms that still have contracts to this day who are only there to set the tone. I mean, we've seen when Jimmy Butler almost set it off on Eric Spoelstra, and you had Udonis Haslem and others about to scrap on the court. Or, you know, you've had stories of Charles Oakley, you know, beating up players, or even Michael Jordan punching Steve Kerr back in '95. Like, you're always going to have certain people, even Kobe, who on this documentary, you know what I'm saying, shoved Paul Gasol to the ground, and that was his own teammate. So it's always going to have to be certain players.
Hold on. Are you talking about, was that an all-star game when Kobe shoved, what's his name, to the ground or bumped him? Was that an all-star?
No, it was during the Olympics.
Okay.
In 2008. Okay.
And Shaquille O'Neal, he slapped Kobe Bryant during a practice, yes? Was he suspended or fined?
Back in 98, 99. Yes, back in the 98-99 season, they got into it.
Well, I heard Shaq slapped him. I don't think they really got into like a brawl. Shaq slapped him. Was Shaquille O'Neal suspended? Was he fined? Because I'm sure that
nothing happened.
Okay.
Nothing happened that we know of because that was the 90s, and you can, you know, punch a guy in the eye, they'll send you home, you come back to practice the next day and continue work. Now with all the social media and the cameras, you know, somebody gets slapped or punched, the media team catches that, sells it to TMZ. Now the whole media team might get fired tomorrow when Bob Myers comes in, does the investigation on who sold this footage out. That's why they have to be reprimanded and things have to be disciplined because nobody can keep things in-house anymore.
Okay.
With the access to get the clout up by telling somebody.
Okay. All right, sit tight. Elvis the chef, I see you, sir. I'm coming to you. Also, Florida Boy Jay, did you see Kanye West last night talking to Tucker Carlson? I do want us to stay on track with the top title.
Yes, absolutely. We just got off a Clubhouse room talking about the interview with Kanye West and Tucker Carlson. Mm-hmm. If you want to get into that a little bit later, just let me know.
Listen, I want your thoughts. Nobody else. What are your thoughts? Because I have my own, a way that I'm looking at this. But I want to hear from a younger perspective like yourself.
Okay, so my thoughts, first of all, he said a lot of things that made sense when he was talking about the New York black child birth rate. And he was like 50% of the deaths in New York are from abortion from black kids. Number one, when he was talking about how Kim Kardashian is an esteemed businesswoman with 4 kids, and every time she goes to a publication, they want to take a picture with their ass out. That's a very good point. When he talks about the white lives mattering and niggas is getting all messed up and all hurt and all all bent out of shape, when he's telling the truth, white lives do matter. And to keep it a buck, the white man is a lot of you niggas God. Kanye should have put that on the shirt. The white man is God. He should have took it a step further, because when a white man pulls up to your door, you're getting the spirit of obedience. When the white man's at your job, you get the spirit of obedience. You put on your tie in your little monkey suit. You make sure your hair's cut. And make sure you're talking.
Niggas fall in line. Niggas fall in line.
Niggas fall in line. Niggas fall in line. You don't cuss the white man out, but you go home and you abuse your kid and your wife because you're mad at the white man.
Facts.
But you can get slick with God.
Facts.
God can take it away. He will take it all away.
Okay, so can I ask you, what did you think about Tucker Carlson's interviewing skills? What did you think about that?
I think he had very subpar interviewing skills. He's literally just catering to Kanye because Kanye is speaking the same rhetoric that he stands on. So he was calling Kanye, oh, he's amazing. This is an artist talking. And it's like you have all this understanding and this is what Republicans do sometimes. You only find understanding in whoever's agreeing with you. And I felt like he knows that as long as you cater to whatever Kanye is saying, he's going to continue to talk. And that's the skill I do give him props on. That's journalism 101.
Okay. Listen, I'm so old, I remember Bill O'Reilly before Tucker Carlson came in on Fox News. And O'Reilly used to really grill people, but at times he was a bit cynical, you know, and he would literally try and take out your legs from up under you. But yeah, I thought Tucker did a good job. Well, hey, man, I appreciate you tapping in. You wanted to mention something about Russell Wilson? You mentioned that earlier?
Oh, yeah, man, yeah. The Denver Broncos and Indianapolis Colts played on Thursday Night Football last night. It was a snoozer. They should give everybody their money back. The score was 12-9. No touchdowns were thrown. This was the first time in NFL history that multiple Pro Bowl quarterbacks, they both went to the Pro Bowl over 4 times, have played against each other and not thrown a touchdown. Russell Wilson threw the ball away at the end of the game, threw picks. He's paid over $250,000. He's the phoniest person in the NFL. He's a fake. He has a black scent. We're not hating on him because he's with Sierra. We're hating on him because he doesn't know who he is.
Okay.
Sorry, you have a wonderful show.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Okay.
Lastly, hold on.
Yes,
One
sir.
last thing, sorry,
Yes,
before I get off. I just did a podcast on a StreamYard with a Gift and a Curse podcast 2 days ago. You can see the link. We talked for about 2 hours about a whole bunch of topics.
Send me the link.
We're both on camera. It's awesome.
Send me the link.
Just want to drop that in there.
Yeah, I'll put that in the community section.
I'll send it to you.
Thank you, man. Okay.
Absolutely.
All right, Florida Boy Jay tapping in. Here's a guy that I really, really need to talk to. Wait a minute. Sir, sit tight. I'm coming to you. Elvis the Chef. Sit tight. Folks, let me just say this. If you're new to the show, in my community section, we always try to post links to the stories that I talk about on the show here. The Kanye West interview with Tucker Carlson, I did post the link to Fox News. If you would care to chime in, just watch 5 minutes of it. You don't have to watch the whole thing. Again, I want your opinion because I have been very hard on Kanye West in the past, but I can appreciate when he's calm, and even though he takes a little time sometimes before he responds to a question, he's processing. I get it, but there have been countless artists before Kanye West, not to make this a black or white thing, but sometimes you have to, and they have been cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, and the media embraces them, calls them geniuses. So, I want to say that, and let's bring Big Elvis the Chef Rosenberg. Good afternoon, sir. How are you?
Big Elvis the Chef Rosenberg, I am here, sir.
Yes. Your mayor.
Kanye West.
Go ahead.
Kanye West.
Yes.
Well, you say you wanted to talk to me first. Is this about the Mayor Adams thing?
Well, you are a native New Yorker. You called in here a couple of months ago, and you said crime is down, if I remember correctly, or it's not that not that serious. It's all propaganda. The mayor, as of this morning, and the link is in my community section, is now declaring a state of emergency. Please explain. Please explain.
Well, I do know about the immigrants that keep coming into Times Square on buses and the hotels that are housing them. So I'm sure maybe it's an overflow. They didn't plan for this because Texas ain't having it. They were like, well, you take them, New York.
Okay.
But as far as crimes are concerned, I do worry about a person who's coming into this country and then has a place they can go back to. And whenever you got somewhere you can go back to, you sometimes give that attitude like, I don't give a F.
Right.
I don't give a F. And you're ready to turn up at the party.
Yeah.
But I really called for the Kanye West thing.
Well, hang on, Elvis. Not so fast, right? I've got plenty of time. I'm doing a research show.
Right.
It seems that we fail in the media to address some of the older, undocumented people that come here and who cannot take jobs from Americans. They cannot get into the workforce, and they are dependent upon taxpayer dollars and other programs, from state to state to state. What about those people who cannot work? Those people who have been let out of certain prisons, they have mental, concerns. I'll just say concerns. What about those people?
Oh, it's the have and the have-nots right now.
Mm-hmm.
We're in a bear market in the stock market. Everything is upside down. We're giving away billions of dollars to other countries.
Mm-hmm.
We're still putting massive amounts of money into Puerto Rico, which I don't get. And it's just like all these things that are
Go ahead.
all these things that are going on is there's an agenda here. I do understand that there's a group of people like the Cape Verdeans in Boston who are only worth $8.
Mm.
And and all these people that they just deemed we're going to place you here and we're not going to give you any jobs. Figure it out. So, that's helpful when it comes to like the prison industrial complex, which is a very strong and thriving business. There's a stock called GEO.
Yes, sir.
I recommend people just check it out. I'm not trying to give any.
Let's not do stock tips. That's a no-no. Let's not do that, please.
Yeah, sorry about that.
That's a charge.
Yeah, but it is a concern when you start housing people because, look, there's a state of emergency. You know what that sounds like to me? We're going to have to dump these people somewhere. And if they're not putting them back to – and we're not going to put them back into Mexico, then what hood is going to get these people?
Okay.
And when they come here, how are they going to respond when – the food stamps that they're giving them or the packages of food in the box that they're giving them runs out? What happens next?
So now hang on. So to my question, the older illegals, undocumented people that come here that cannot work, that's more of a concern to me than the younger ones riding around up in New York City shooting, stabbing, and killing each other. Do you think that's what has now prompted the mayor to finally stand up and address this? Because he's asking for help now. He's talking about Texas. He's talking about help from the Biden administration. Now he's talking about help, whereas before he was talking that kumbaya shit. It's all good. We've got plenty of room. This is sanctuary city. He's changed his tune, yes?
Right. Yes.
So are those people more of a concern? Again, that was my question. The older people that cannot work.
I don't. Well, I think anyone who's you refer to as older, they've figured out a way. They figured out a hustle.
Yeah.
They're the guys who are selling. They're selling the clothes out of the trunk or out of a shopping cart. They're selling the shoes.
They're just collecting a check. They're doing nothing. They're collecting a check.
That we don't have to worry about them.
Oh, jeez.
That's what that's that whole.
Okay.
There's a whole thing coming. Okay. Let me just say this real quick, Star. There's a whole thing that's happening right now where people are going to be on a universal paying, and they are preparing to have people that are going to say, "Why do I have to work and this guy doesn't?"
Yeah.
And that's going to open up the door for universal pay, and I don't look forward to that time.
Okay. Let's get to Kanye West. That's my main topic this afternoon. Sat down with Tucker Carlson last night on Fox News. You saw the interview?
Not only did I see the interview, I actually did an episode on my channel, the Big Elvis the Chef Rosenberg channel.
Okay.
And I talked about it. And there's something I wanted to highlight.
Please.
That he said that was very interesting. He said that if he was talking to Tucker as an artist, he wouldn't have to explain himself or the T-shirt and what it meant.
Right.
But because he's talking to Tucker as a leader, he said to Tucker, "I am a leader, and as a leader, I have to explain myself." And I said, that is definitely sounding like someone who's going to run for president again.
Okay. Did you? I'm sorry. Go ahead. You're saying go ahead.
No, I was going to just make another point that he made. Another thing that just what stood out to me. And what stood out to me was that he talked about his father. For me, I have never heard him talk about his father.
I mentioned that. Yeah, his father said a black man stating the obvious. I like that. I mentioned that earlier in the show. Go ahead.
He says, you're wearing the obvious. And what he also said about his father that I found interesting was that he asked his father, "Why would you allow my mother to put us in this neighborhood, and why didn't you protect us more?" And he said that his father said that your mother she threatened so that I'll never be able to see any of my kids if I even attempt to do something about the move. And he said that his wife, Kim, fell underneath that same liberal mindset where people were able to talk to her and convince her to do certain things. And I thought that was very, very, very instrumental in this interview, where he's exposing the liberals and how they get in your ear and how they manipulate you. Even if you're not in on it, they position themselves to befriend you. He even referred to him having handlers as fake friends.
Yes. Yeah,
so
yeah.
I thought the interview was very eye-opening and brilliant, and I can't wait for Mo Fax to do something on this because he loves Kanye.
Now, hang on a second. In case you don't know, Elvis, your banner runs at the end of my show in the banner roll. Did you know that? It's always in there.
Star, I watch your show all the way to the end.
Okay.
With no sound, not a problem.
Well,
so,
no,
yes, thank you very much.
No, after I finish talking, the music comes in, so your banner is in there for 30 minutes. I just want you to know that. Hey, man, good to talk to you, Elvis, and thank you for your continued support. Thank you.
Bless.
Yes, sir. All right. Bless. Bless. Folks, I want to mention this to my core audience. If anyone has been blocked, or if you think you've been blocked but you've been shadow banned, send me an email. I will have one of the two people try to work with you. I myself, I don't go in the live chat. It's too much for my eyes. I'm looking at the goddamn phone lines, Cash App, Wirecast, PayPal. I want you in that live chat talking crazy. It helps with my audience retention. But now keep in mind, after the show, the live chat does not make the rebroadcast. I've explained that to you before, but if you've been blocked, and not by us, we don't block people, but if the troll babies have teamed up on you, if they have teamed up on you and got you out of here, we can help you, okay? And let me just say salute to the troll babies. Yeah, they do what they do. I don't have my contacts in, but they gang up on people. We can go into the settings and see if you've been what's the term? Oh goodness. It's not timeout. It's the trolls team up on you and they report your page as spam. Okay. I think that's Randy on 209. Randy, sit tight if that's you. Randy, sit tight if that's you. I just want to get something out here. Hold on. Also, thank you to the people who sent me, no more than 4 or 5 people sent me a link to one of 50 Cent's children. Is it Marquise? Am I saying his name right? I have nothing sideways to say about the young man, but he's about 24, 25 years of age, and he's now talking about the $6,700 that he either used to get or still gets, he and his mother, for child support is not enough. Crown King, I got your donation. Thank you so much. Big Elvis, I got your donation. Thank you so much. But again, thank you for the emails. I don't know if I have anything to say with regards to one of 50 Cent's kids. You know, he's fortunate to have a father that even pays anything. Yes, no, troll babies. Some niggas out here they're not trying to even bother. 50 is wealthy. He's not just nigger rich. He's wealthy. I don't know if $6,700 a month is good or not. I've never paid child support. I don't have any kids claiming to be my biological kids. My kids send me donations. God bless my kids. The Combs, 444. Okay. Thank you for your donation, the Combs, 444. Randy, is that you? Area code 209. Randy tapping in.
Yes, that is correct.
My nigga, how you feeling?
I'm feeling great. I wanted to touch on these topics. I
Please.
watched the 30-minute press conference with Mayor Adams, and I watched the interview with Tucker Carlson.
Yeah.
Both good content. Both good content. And I also watched them.
Randy, can you fix your phone? It's kind of going in and out. I want to hear from you. For those who don't know, Randy is 26 years of age. He's Dominican from New York City, now out in the West Coast somewhere. Are you there, Randy?
Yes. Sorry. Yes, it's where I'm at in the house. I'm up in the mountains.
Yeah. Okay, that's a little better.
I'm going outside.
Go ahead,
Okay.
Mayor Adams, New York, state of emergency. You have the floor.
Yeah, that is a real problem when you have bigger states sending their immigrants or their refugees. That's basically human trafficking, you know? So he did do right by snitching on it, because they're just putting people on a one-way, not even in the system, and sending them to New York. So that's their problem. That means people that work those programs to get the migrants in the system, they're going to be working overtime, and they're not going to have so much time to work on each case, like he was pointing out.
Okay.
You get like a certain amount of time, because my cousin works in that, so I'm well informed in that type of things. They take you to different states. Yeah, that's why I wanted to touch on this. When you're an immigrant coming from like Mexico and you're young, most of them come pregnant too. This is the crazy part. They try to get you somewhere before you give birth here. They try to put you on a plane somewhere to your nearest relative, so you're their problem. And most of these times, their relatives don't even know that they have like a distant cousin coming here, because this is done by like coyotes and cartels. So people save up to bring people here so they could, like you said, not the ones that can't work, but the ones that can work. So once they get here, the goal is you start working, you have your child, that's a social security number now, and you can send money back home to pay off our investment to get you here.
Yeah. Now, hang on a second, Randy. You're Dominican. I forget. Were you born here, or were you born in?
Yes,
Dominican
I am
Republic?
born here. Both my parents were immigrants, but now they're U.S. citizens. They're hardworking Americans. They pay their taxes. They've been doing it for years, you know.
Well, listen, I always say to everybody, welcome to the party as long as you pay your taxes. I would like to see more immigrants join the military. I'm pro-military. You know, but
that is.
Yeah, but I've always pointed to New York City, because I still have a large following, according to my analytics, in the New York tri-state area. The gang problem is out of control. You and I have discussed this before. Do you think that?
Yeah, that is control.
Yeah. Do you think Mayor Adams is also going to now finally point the finger at the gang violence, along with declaring New York a state of emergency, New York City?
Yeah, I would say he can, and I don't want to get off the phone because I want to make topics. I want to make points on the Kanye West thing.
Okay.
He should, because Patria and Trinitarios were made by Dominicans. You know, some gangs are created by migrants. You know, we adopt your culture and then we get indoctrinated and we make it our own. We pimp it to our own. Yeah. So we try to emulate what you guys already have here. So if we don't want to join your Bloods or Crips, we'll make our own sets and we'll shoot up the neighborhoods. You feel me? We'll do it on our own. Right. We're very tribal in that sense. Yeah. We don't want to get down with the Morenos. We rather shoot at them. You know, it's sad, but it's the truth.
Randy spitting facts. All right, so
as for Kanye,
I want to shift gears. I want to hear your thoughts on Kanye West. He was on with Tucker Carlson last night. Your thoughts, please, Randy.
Since the White Lives Matter thing, I feel like you agree with this because you are half devil yourself, right? And you will agree that your mother's life matter, right?
That's a fact. That's a whole fact.
Well-educated woman. She taught you so much. She always told you to keep a book.
Yep.
You know, so she helped mold you be the man you are today.
Yeah. And my mother told me back in the early 70s, if a group of black kids surround you, pull out your knife, poke one, and then run. Oh, they told me that.
They don't like seeing their own blood. That is true.
Go ahead.
So, yeah, I just wanted to point that out. I'm pretty sure you agree with that sentiment, right?
I more so believe that white women matter. White women matter.
Exactly, because your father let you know that too, because he took a white woman from the white man.
That's a fact.
So that's beautiful that you'll say that.
Yeah.
They're the goddesses, They're ivory queens. If I was to make a child with my current, lover, she's half devil. So yes, in that sense, I will be indoctrinated to think white lives matter because I created a white life,
Okay.
So I do not blame him for stating the obvious. I just am surprised that it's such an uproar. Black Lives Matter hasn't done much for the Black caucus, so why would a nigga saying that white lives matter shift the state of America when it's the obvious?
Yeah.
Okay. Go outside.
Okay.
And call a blonde-haired, blue-eyed woman bitch and see how society looks at you.
Jesus. Okay.
For no reason, just say, bitch, get out the way, and see how you'll be looked upon by other minorities, like, oh, this nigga out of pocket.
Yeah. Randy,
so if you don't think white lives matter, stick up a white man, today. Instead of robbing the plug, stick up a white man and see how fast you'll make news.
There you go. Randy, good to talk to you, man. Thank you for tapping in.
Oh, and can I promote my channel right now?
Absolutely. Why don't you send me a banner so we can put that in the community section for you as well? But go ahead, promote. Yes.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Degenerate TV is actually my brother's, but I would like to get in on it when I get the equipment to start streaming.
Yeah, give me a banner, man. I'll promote that for you. Thank you for calling, Randy. Thank you.
Stay up.
Okay. All right, Randy tapping in. Guys, on the screen, Cool Convo Japan, okay? That's one of my new sponsors. They can help you learn how to speak Japanese. Go into my community section, and you will get a link to where you can get that service, okay? Nihongo ga wakarimasu ka? Okay. Sit tight on the phone, guys. I want to address some of the people that have been supporting the show. Just notice I got your donation via PayPal. Star Draymond Green hit the nigga with the strength of 100 field niggas. That was a deep, dark-skinned hatred and jealousy. Puffy about to give Ye a punch. Okay? Okay. Who's texting me? Okay, Mr. Skylar Saunders, are you tapping in, sir? Hold on a second. Or you just sending? Okay, Skylar's on the line. Hold on, let's get this man some shine. Mr. Saunders, good afternoon, sir. Thank you for tapping in.
Good afternoon, sir. I had to heed from the general's orders,
No,
I'm in the field.
Listen, you're doing great. Listen, you're doing great. Just I don't want that algorithm to get you out of there.
Right.
It's
right.
It's all
Absolutely.
algorithm. If you're doing too much in that live chat, the algorithm will sit you down. Then we have to go into the settings to try and find you to get you back in. It's a nightmare. But go ahead, man. What do you want to chime in, please?
Okay, I want to say the Tucker Carlson and Ye interview was excellent.
Okay.
It was. I haven't seen a better. He didn't cut him off. He didn't say, "Oh, whoa." Oh,
Right.
He didn't say any of that.
Right.
He listened to him.
Yeah.
And I'm not a Tucker Carlson fan.
Right.
But he actually sat down and let Kanye West speak his mind, and I respect that.
Yeah.
However, I do disagree with him on the point of on Kanye's point.
Okay.
On white lives matter, because white lives don't matter, black lives don't matter, brown lives, red, yellow, whatever lives don't matter. Individualistic lives matter. I wrote about this.
That's
I have
a fact.
a column, not column, but I have an article that said that people on death row, their lives don't matter. But if there's one person on death row who is innocent, his or her life matters the most, because they have an injustice against them.
Right.
And so that's where I find with individualistic lives, they matter. Yeah. Not just the color.
If I can jump in and say this, you and I are on the same page. We are both objectivist. Our philosophy is
absolutely
objectivism. Pardon me. So, and we both don't subscribe to tribalism. But in theory, Kanye saying something, trolling or kicking up dust and then getting exposure for some of his projects, I don't have an issue with it. You know, in
Yes, I
in
agree with
theory,
you.
he has the
I
right
agree.
to say it. And again, I thought he positioned himself well, and I thought the interview was a success. He didn't ramble off, you know, the rails too much, and he even asked Tucker Carlson at some point, "Is it okay that I, you know, break down your question?" And I think it was in 3 parts or something. And Tucker said, "Yeah, go ahead." He said, "I'm following you. Go ahead."
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's what I do respect about him. I'm pretty much 99% against Tucker Carlson. Like with you, he says that America is great because of its natural beauty. Like he has no conception of why America is great because of our founding ideals of life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness. So I think Carlson definitely needs some, you know, a readjustment, and it would be great if he actually read and understood Ayn Rand, because a lot of people say read Ayn Rand, read Ayn Rand. People do read Ayn. Millions of people have read Ayn Rand. Very few have understood her words, have applied and integrated them into their lives.
Right. But now, at the same time, Tucker Carlson, he is a tool for a corporation. He's a tool.
He's a corporate tool, and that's not this is a fact. You're stating a fact. That's not even anything that's against him. He just is.
He's a tool.
Like so many others within the machines. Yeah. All of the machines, they're corporate tools.
Yeah. This
That's
is
what it is.
America, land of capitalism. Everybody plays a role at some point in time. But hey, man, I have your information on the screen. Did you say you wanted me to promote something else on that screen other than the Instagram? Yes.
I have the show run. I'm just gonna post it once. Here it is. Boom in the section. It's the Ride Time, the Geeks Ride Time. The story about the Star Report.
Can I ask you to do me a favor? Send me that link via. You know what? I think I know where it is. I'll find it. But no, you're good in the live chat. Just post every 5 minutes so that algorithm doesn't,
every 5 minutes, right?
So that it doesn't lock on to you. That's all I'm saying. But good talking to you, man. Thank you for tapping in. Thank you. Respect.
Absolutely. Take care.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Skylar Saunders tapping in. Good man. Maurizio, I get your donation. Thank you, sir. Good afternoon. He says, I appreciate the content. Yeah, doing a little research here. My approach is different in the afternoon. Let me go to Cash App. I appreciate you folks supporting the machine. And then I want to touch on Casanova, whose co-defendant has received 17 years. Casanova. We have to talk about that. Blade, I got your donation. Thank you for tapping in. He says, check your email. Okay, give me a second, Blade. Star, the punch was lit, and forgive me for forgetting to wish you a happy Yom Kippur on Wednesday. After all, this is a Christ killer network. Thank you, Blade. Thank you for tapping in, sir. Terrence, I got your donation. Star, why does Michael Jordan have yellow eyes? I don't know, sir. I have no idea. I don't know if Michael Jordan has health issues. But what did Gary Coleman have? Gary Coleman had yellow. The whites of his eyes were yellow. Is that some type of blood deficiency? Something to do with the liver, possibly? Maybe he's not eating right? I don't know. Oh, they're saying cigar smoke. Hey, Lenora, I got your donation. Maybe he has something like, what does T-Boz have? T-Boz from TLC. I don't know if it's glaucoma. I think T-Boz has, is it sickle cell? But Terrence, I'm not sure why Michael Jordan's eyes, the whites of his eyes are yellow. Okay, but thank you for your donation. Vaddy, my alleged son, hold on a second. He says, I appreciate you, Boss Hog, for the motivation to start voting. Okay, Vaddy, do you want to send me a banner? Where's Vaddy? Okay, Vaddy, I'm going to send you an email after the show, okay? Let's get you on a promo plan. I'll give you 25% off. It's my alleged son, all right? Gregory, I got you donation. All my white patients love Kanye's interview. Okay. Thank you for your donation. Gregory also says, I'm from New York, but I hate New York. I moved to PA. Okay, you're now in a Commonwealth. Do you work back in New York, Gregory, or do you now work in PA? Do you work from home? I'm just responding to your donation. Are you in the Poconos area by any chance? Did you purchase a home that has no insulation in the walls? Made with Japanese nails. You're paying low taxes, but if you have kids in middle school, be careful because they've got the Bloods and the Crips down there in that Marshalls Creek area, East Stroudsburg. I own some properties there. Yeah, I flipped houses back in early 2000. Then when the recession hit, I let 2 of those houses go into foreclosure. They weren't worth the goddamn mortgage. Oh, and let me also say this, Gregory. There's no railroad coming to the Poconos. They have been selling that lie for decades. Yeah, if you move down here, they're building the railroad. They just need approval to get through New Jersey so that people can take the train from the Poconos into New York. It's never going to happen. It's never going to happen. But thank you for your donation. Uh-oh, wait a minute. Oh, Sookie now. Dana with the data. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Can you hear me?
Peace, Queen. Good to hear from you. Thank you for tapping in. Where do you want to start, Dana?
Thank you so much for calling me Queen, because today is my birthday. That's where we're going to start at.
Hey, happy. I don't really celebrate birthdays, but happy birthday to you, Dana.
Thank you. I want to start also, second point, I want to go to Eric Adams.
Okay.
And it's, he's asking for $1 billion. And I heard a little Dominican call up a while back and said that this is human trafficking. Absolutely not.
Okay.
Please don't get that mixed up with what is happening here.
Okay.
So he's asking for $1 billion. And I think people need to understand how wealthy people are going to make more money off of the migrants in these sanctuary blue democratic liberal cities.
Okay.
This is a money grab because you're asking $1 billion of American tax dollars to house social services. They already have an extra 5,500 new students in the New York City public schools that the taxpayers are paying, and they are not even citizens. They should not belong here. That $1 billion needs to be going to the border where Biden administration should be securing. Mm-hmm. So why are you allowing them to even come here? So that's not human trafficking. So this is all a money grab. And no, they should not be seeking asylum. They should not be getting social services. They should be stopped at the border and flown back to their country.
Okay.
So it's a money grab. So hotels are making money from the federal and the state. The New York City Public Schools is making money from the state and the federal.
Okay.
Eventually, you're going to have real estate people renting out homes or buildings to illegals. So it's a money grab. It's not human trafficking.
Okay. Yeah, I keep my eye on New York because, again, I have an audience there. But I'm kind of exhausted with Mayor Adams. I don't dislike him, but I really don't like the fact that they have tried to make it harder for people to carry guns. There was a new ruling that just came down. Pardon me if I can just ramble for a second. According to the city.com, reporting for New Yorkers, a Supreme Court judge moves to pause New York firearm license law, including Times Square gun-free zone. They have been trying to stop citizens from getting guns. They've made the restrictions, or they were trying, in the new state law, trying to make it even harder, and the judge has just shut that down. So I have my issues with Mayor Adams. Even though I'm not a New York City resident. I just wanted to throw that in there if you want to expand on that as well.
Right. Well, again, because crime is at an all-time high, like over 300%.
Yeah.
The crime that they're reporting, that's nothing, So you have 4 women robbing people in the subway, all dressed in green. You have people being stabbed in broad daylight in the back. So it's a lot of things that are happening, especially in Times Square. So why not let citizens, law-abiding citizens, be able to carry to protect themselves?
Facts.
So,
I agree.
Which is what, yeah. So, New York City is an asshole, it's going downhill. This mayor is making it worse. But as long as they're getting that money from the state and the federal, and they're making sure the wealthy people stay wealthy, they don't care. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I'm so anti these illegal immigrants coming over here. Build that wall. Okay. So, but I didn't want to comment on Kanye West. Mm-hmm.
But hang on a second, Dana. You are a New Jersey resident, yes?
Yes, I am, but I'm a nomad right now. I had to move up out of these sanctuary cities, so I'm in a red state.
I'm just asking. I'm just we're having a conversation. All right. You want to chime in on Kanye West on Fox News last night with Tucker Carlson? Go ahead.
It was a good interview, but he is not a leader. A leader of what, sir? You couldn't even lead your family. So why would I listen to you, believe you, or follow you? He did make some valid points when he was talking about he wasn't talking about Lizzo and putting her down, but just how the industry, puts this image out. So he knows a lot about the industry, and that's where he needs to stay. Politics, no. Uplifting black people, no. Uplifting America, no. So just stay in your lane and focus on your music, and he is not a leader. But I will be doing a show on him and Eric Adams later on today.
Okay, and that's on The Real Dana, yes? Do you have a new banner I can post in my community section for your...
I know. I have to get you one. I'm going to make one this week and send it to you, definitely this weekend.
Okay. Good to talk to you, Dana. Thank you for tapping in.
All right, have a good one. Bye.
Thank you. Okay. Dana with the data chiming in. Hi, Chanel. I got your donation via PayPal. Thank you so much. Folks, at the top of my live chat is the PayPal information. If you appreciate the content, you can send a donation in PayPal, Cash App, or through the live chat. This is work. This is not play time. Somebody has sent me an email the other night, kind of upset that I cut callers short from time to time. Listen, I follow the algorithms with regards to this platform. This is about trending news. This isn't about calling me to try and take the show off of its rails, to ask me some old shit, to try and talk about something that has nothing to do with the topic. I don't believe in luck, but I'm very fortunate to be a man of my age, to have the analytics and the numbers that I have. Now, most of that comes from the fact that I'm smart. I know what I'm doing. But please, stay on topic. And then you won't get your feelings hurt, I'm proud of everything I've done and said on the microphone. Never been fined by the FCC, never lost a lawsuit, never had to pay anybody. I've had lawsuits thrown out. But I know what the hell I'm doing, all right? All right, guys, Casanova's co-defendant has received 17 years. Let me just read the story according to VladTV.com. A federal judge handed down a 17-year sentence for a Gorilla Stone member who pleaded guilty to shooting a Crip on Casanova's orders. Casanova's orders, okay, during a crowded party. Jarrett Chrysler, I think this was sentenced Wednesday. And the same judge scheduled to sentence Casanova. Damn! So he's going to face the same judge. Casanova, the rapper, in case you don't know, from Brooklyn, New York. He's been locked up, no bail. Gorilla Stone member, okay? He's going to face the same judge. Okay, this guy, Chrysler, 27 years of age, shot 2 people at Casanova's 33rd birthday party in Miami. After Chrysler identified one as a rival Crip gang member and asked, "You want to die tonight?" According to federal prosecutors, Chrysler allegedly later discussed the shooting with another Gorilla Stone member, texting. Niggas texting. I only shot twice, meaning I ain't missed a shot. Okay, hold on a second. Let me just skip to this part about Casanova. I think this is the goofy part. And the sentencing that just happened, Chrysler, he wrote that So the guy who got 17 years wrote to the judge, described himself as a family man who survived a traumatic childhood and left a college to pursue a boxing career. Okay, any thoughts, troll babies? Casanova. What is his name? I forget. He's got some weird name. He wrote a letter to the judge talking about if he could take it all back, yada, yada, yada. He just wants to raise his family. 17 years. If anybody gives a goddamn, right? Folks, sit tight on the phones. Frankie G, I get your donation. Thank you, sir. Star, can I get your thoughts on Poland demanding $1.3 trillion from Germany for World War II reparations? I think it's time. Sir, anybody can ask for anything or demand. My thoughts, I would like to see African Americans demand. With regards to Poland demanding $1.3 trillion, I have not read the details, but we've been over that in the past. I'm sure they'll get something. I'm sure they'll get something because there's blood on their hands, Auschwitz, okay? But thank you for your donation. Miriam. Hi, Miriam. Okay, she's just sending in a donation. Thank you so much, Miriam. That's one of those older names with women who usually have good pussy. Pardon my language. I'm silly. Let me go back and make sure I didn't miss any donations. I thought I saw a fire starter somewhere. Flamethrower, okay. He says, even with the green suits on, I could still tell those subway riders were mammies. Yeah, flamethrower, but they didn't stab anybody. They didn't shoot anybody. They just gave the Vicks, short for victim, they gave the Vicks a little work, Socking them in the head and shit. Pow, pow, yo, let go of the chain. Pow, pow, let go, pow. Okay. Dutty Honor Caffeine got your donation. Okay, he's talking about I've written I'm 2A to the max in the past. NYC needs to abide by the Constitution. New York City's a different state, sir. You already know that. Thank you for your donation. Thank you for chiming in. All right, let me go to Cash App. Manny, I got your donation. Thank you, sir. When Kanye brought up obesity agenda by the media, and then it cuts off. Kanye was making some very good points. He wasn't saying things, in my opinion, to just be shocking. He was choosing his words carefully. Okay? Hold on a second. Is that my nigga Jada Bandit? Jada, I'm gonna bring you in if there's noise in the background, my nigga. I can't play that game this afternoon. Jada Bandit, too much noise. Come on, Jada. Come on, man. Hold on a second. That's my nigga, man. But I can't do the noise in the background. Come on, homie. What are we doing? I'm taking the time to respond to Jada Ben. He just called me with a lot of noise in the background. Jersey Bangers, got your donation. Thank you. I don't see you in the queue, area code 973, but did we speak? Dimpzilla, Pops, are you taking soil samples out west next month? Dimpzilla, I'm going to be on the road for at least 3 weeks when I head out in November on my road trip out west. I'm going to be doing a lot of things with regards to research, and I'm going to keep you guys posted, okay, via video. So thank you for chiming in. Hey, Shanae, I got your donation. Kanye is a crazy genius. Love your show. Thank you, young lady. Okay. Gangs of Love tapping in. Yellow he says, yellow eyes means you're a niglet. Guys on the screen, make sure you check out Precise, okay? Subscribe to Mr. Precise 8. And Precise, when do you want to call in, man? You've got a new track, and I want to make sure that I'm giving you your shine, man. Precise. Holler at me if you want to call in and promote your music, all right? Send me address. Okay, I'm not going to get into somebody claiming something. Cash App. Okay, hey, Shanae. DACA lost in court. New illegal immigrants are done. Can you send me that link, Shanae? I would appreciate that. You have my email address. If you have the time. I got a whole bunch of windows open right now. Let me put my email address on the screen. And then I'm coming to the phone. Sit tight, guys. Sit tight, sit tight. Can you send me that link if you have the time, young lady? All right, I appreciate the update. Okay, there's my email information. Okay, let's go to area code 313. Good afternoon, doing research. Are you there? 313. Kanye West interviewed last night. Tucker Carlson. Yes, no, maybe? Okay, got to keep it pushing. I tried to wait for you. Area code 315. Good afternoon. 315.
Okay, can you hear me?
Hello, 315. Yes, sir.
What's going on? What's going on? I called you last time about the. I got stuck up offering some shisha to the Cali guys. So yeah, I just called it back.
Sir, are you in a bathhouse? It sounds kind of echoey. Can you make some adjustments? We want to hear you, sir.
Yeah, let me see if I can make some adjustments. Sorry, I just moved here. There's no furniture.
Okay.
Yeah.
Give me a second, folks.
So I'll talk about Kanye real quick.
Okay.
Yeah, I think.
Well, sir, are you on a Puerto Rican headset? Maybe that would help if you take that off and just talk into the phone, because you've been on hold. I want to give you your time to speak.
Let me see if this. Can you hear me better?
It's a little better, mate. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, basically, I think Kanye. I think he's obviously a genius because he's amassed a lot of wealth there. But I think he clearly demonstrates some sort of mental health issues. He can't stay on topic. He's rambling. We'll talk about one thing, then he just bring up Kim Kardashian randomly. And I understand. If you lose a wife that you have 4 kids with, it's gonna hurt your soul. I get it, but you gotta let her go, man. You gotta let go. But one thing is, no matter how people think he's crazy, he's a billionaire. Yeah. So there's something right up there. But I think that his wealth is gonna come into real question because now he's disputing with Adidas and Yeezy. So is his money, is his wealth actual? Is it liquid? Is it tied to Yeezy? And if there's a dispute between that, how much ownership does he really have versus Adidas? So that's going to play out as well.
Well, now, hang on a second, sir. Where are you calling from? I know we've spoken in the past. I detect an accent from across the pond.
Yeah.
Where are you calling from?
Yeah, I'm from London. I'm Ghanaian, really, but I'm from London.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm from London, UK. I'm in London right now.
Okay. Now listen, Kanye West is a billionaire. On paper, I don't know how much of it is liquid, and it's neither here nor there. But he has the attention of the media. He can literally go outside and pull out his tool and urinate, and it will make headlines. He has mastered the media game. But now, how old are you? Can I ask?
Yeah.
How old are you?
I'm 30.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
30.
Okay. Many artists, entertainers, politicians, philosophers, men of science have had things that we would consider to be off throughout human history. Do you think that
That's a fact.
Do you think that Kanye West is being looked down upon, because he's a man of color or a black man?
That's a very interesting theory that you bring, and you're absolutely right. Some of the most brilliant people, from Van Gogh to Mozart to Einstein, some people said,
yes,
to some extent, their insanity have been questioned. Are we seeing somebody of that level, a black man who is a billionaire, a creative genius? Yes, I respect it, but at the same time, he needs a black man to put his arm around him and say, listen, forget the girl, man. I don't want to curse, but forget that girl, man. Come on, man. You're Kanye West at the end of the day. You understand? You can get a girl, and pay her $300 to dance up and down and do some backflips in a hotel on top of do you know what I mean? So he needs some real brothers around him to tell him what to do. And last thing, no,
hang on a second. Stay with me. You said he needs a black man to put his arms around him? Is that what you said? Is that what you said?
Star, you always have to take it that way, man.
No,
you always have to go that way.
Sir, that's what you said. You said he needs a black man
to
put his arms around.
He needs like when your uncle or the OG on your block puts the arm around you, says, listen, forget that thing over there. Forget her. You're Kanye West. You're a billionaire. Fly another one to the crib. And the last thing,
stay with me, sir. I'm enjoying the conversation, and I like a younger perspective. I don't think he needs an OG, a black OG, putting his arm around him, because he rolled with Dame Dash at first, then he rolled with Jay. Kanye's got more money than both of them niggas. In America, it's all about the Skrilla. That's all it's about here, sir. That's all it's about. Now, let me ask you a question. Let me just ask you a question. I'm not on that. I'm not on that type of time. But do you think if Kanye gets himself a little boyfriend, he will then go to superstar status? Pow!
You know what? Kanye. Remember, he was linked to that Jeffree Star. Don't forget. I don't know if he was related to you because he's got the same name as you. I don't know about that.
Jeffree Star was trolling. He was trying to latch on. Kanye said, "Fuck out of here." But now I'm as serious as colon cancer right now. Kanye is such an intricate thinker. He may troll everybody and say, I've decided to get a nigga with a wig, and even though he won't. Maybe not consummate it, I think he might go in that direction. I wouldn't be shocked. Go ahead.
I think Kanye, we've seen he tactfully chooses his women. Like, he chose Kim and said, I'm trying to, choose her to reevaluate the standards of beauty. That's why I chose her. So he can pick any girl and blow her up into a superstar or justify anything, or a guy. I don't know. It could be possible. I don't think he swings that way because he came out and said he's addicted to porn. And that's why he's with Amber Rose and Kim K. So I suspect his next girl will look something like that, So, that's what I suspect. But, Dame said that he's the best artist, Rockefeller, but that's not a fact. The facts are Cameron's the best artist that Rockefeller's ever had. And that's why I want to end it. There.
You wanted to say something?
Man, shout out to you, those stuff.
No, you wanted to say something else? I don't want to rush you off. What else is it you wanted to say, sir?
No, man, I'm just enjoying the show. I watch every day,
Thank
literally.
You.
So
Thank you.
I'm just really enjoying the show, and I'll try to drop in my opinion more often. I work in New York sometimes as well. So
okay. Well, hang on. For those who don't know, earlier you mentioned Vincent Van who?
Van Gogh.
Yes.
Yes.
French.
He's an artist. So
Yeah, I know.
He's an artist.
I studied him in the 70s. French painter
Mm.
cut off a piece of his ear. He was going through depression. Cut off a piece of his fucking ear.
Exactly.
His work.
Exactly.
His work sells for millions of fucking dollars.
Millions.
Millions.
You know, I think there's a biological difference in the brains of those type of creative people. A biological difference, and what we're seeing is it manifests itself in the media, in public. I think, Star, you're a little bit crazy, but also you're very successful. So there's a
I'm a psychopath, sir. Go ahead.
Obviously,
I'm a psychopath.
so am I.
Admit it. Go ahead.
I can tell a girl, listen. I can beat a girl for an hour and tell her, listen, I don't care what you do in the night, just keep the house. You know, that's psychopathic. You understand? I'm about business.
Right. Hey, man, good to talk to you. Thank you for tapping in, sir. Good to talk to you.
Yeah, bro. I'll talk to you soon.
Yes,
Have
sir.
a good one.
Okay, all right. That's a bloke there tapping in from across the pond. Hi, Sherelle. I got your donation. Thank you so much, young lady. Very nice picture also. Okay, are you trying to holler at me? Well, what's going on, young lady? You've sent a picture along with your donation. You have to spell it out for me, young lady. I don't chase nothing. Are you trying to offer me something? You're trying to get with me? You're coming to Atlanta? What's going on? I appreciate the donation. I will keep everything private, okay? Guys, on the screen, make sure you check out the homie, Devious J. Great music, great videos. He's in my community section, and we're going to be uploading another one of his videos tomorrow morning. Devious J, okay? Kid London, I responded to your email, sir. Thank you for tapping in. Tapping in. Okay, who is this? Are you sending in a donation, sir? Matthew, do you want to call in? What area code are you calling in from, sir? I got your email. You said you sent in a Cash App. Thank you so much. Yeah, I got the story here, but I don't want to, put too much on the table. I'm just, I'm sipping coffee, doing research. But thank you, Matthew, for tapping in. Okay, Jay Bandit. Jay the Bandit, I fucks with you, my nigga, but no, you can't call me from 34th Street in Manhattan. We can't do the noise in the background. Come on, homie. Oh, Troll Babies, what's going on with Jay the Bandit? Is he in the live chat? Hold on a second. I want to make sure I'm promoting a few more sponsors as well. Area code 215. Good afternoon. Are you there? 215. Yes.
Yes, sir.
No,
Star, what's going on? I ain't calling in a minute, man. How you feeling?
Yes, sir. Who are you, sir? Who are you?
I'm calling out of Philly, man. I called in one time, man. I talked about how I snitched on my child's mother about smoking weed to get full custody of my daughter.
Nice. Where do you want to start, sir? You have the floor.
Okay. I want to give a different perspective on Kanye West.
Okay.
He may be using a technique that's been used in the past by a lot of different white artists that want to renegotiate their contracts.
Mm-hmm.
They will say something extremely racist. I'll give you an example in the industry you may be familiar with, Opie and Anthony.
Mm-hmm.
They make a racist comment. They, because they make that comment, they get fired, and then they get a new contract with satellite radio.
Yeah, I don't think they're even together anymore. Opie reached out to me a couple of years ago. His team, pardon me. I don't think Opie and Anthony are together anymore, but I know what you're saying. I know. Hang on, I know what you're saying. But now, hang on. Let's give Kanye West, a.k.a. Ye, let's give him the credit of not needing a plantation to, solidify who he is. He's I think he's over $1 billion. So, at this point, if you ask me, he does things, he says things, he responds, he goes on these social media tirades. I don't think he's doing things, if you ask me, I could be wrong, to necessarily meet the approval of the status quo. What say you?
I'm not saying he's doing it to meet the approval.
Okay.
I'm saying that now he may be out of that Adidas contract because of this White Lives Matter controversy.
Oh, okay.
They may want to distance themselves from him. Now he's out of that contract that he's been trying to get out of. I also think a lot of the things that he said.
I thought he left Adidas. I could be wrong. You're saying he's still with them? I have no idea. With Troll Babies, is Kanye West still with Adidas? I don't know. Guys.
Kanye West is still technically with Adidas. Well, he's still contractually obligated to Adidas.
Okay. Go ahead.
But now they may want to get rid of him. I also wanted to say that if you look at the interview, he was saying a lot of things that were obvious truths, and you could see his discomfort in doing that because it's like telling somebody that their breath stinks. So a lot of these like nuances and different pauses and different facial reactions, he knows that he's saying the truth. Like Lizzo is promoted as body goals, which is insane to me. You know, abortion was started by Margaret Sanger, who is an avowed racist. So he was making some points, but I think his ultimate goal was to say something controversial to get Adidas to drop him from any contractual obligation, like people have done in the past.
Got you. Can we go a little deeper? Do you know who was the founder of Eugenics? Because people hear Margaret Sanger's name and they just regurgitate it. But, you know, she was a product of someone who founded Eugenics. Do you know who that man was? He was knighted once upon a time.
I'm not familiar with him now.
Write this down. Sir
Francis Galton.
Francis Galton. Galton. Yeah, there's a whole ideology behind what Margaret Sanger was doing, you know, and I think it's to your advantage, a younger person, you know, to know what that was really about. It wasn't just Margaret Sanger. It was a whole mind state, a philosophy, an ideology, you know, to cleanse and people. And they even had sterilization laws in different countries. But I'll let you finish up. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm not that young. I used to party at the Cherokee down West Philly. But
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You're just an old nigga who doesn't read.
Who, me? Oh no, I read. I'm not familiar with that. I didn't go as deep. I didn't go past Margaret Sanger, but
Gotcha. Okay.
you know, I'm definitely very well read.
Okay.
But no, I just want to you know, thank you for giving me the opportunity to call in.
Thank you, sir.
But yeah, you know, and keep doing what you're doing, man.
Thank you, man.
Look up to you.
Yes, sir. Take care. All right. Frankie G, I got your donation. Folks, I'm still looking for a horror film director here in the Atlanta metro area. Male, female, transgender, I don't give a goddamn. The script is done. Reach out via email if you're interested. Horror film that we're trying to get up off the ground here in the Atlanta metro area. Also, I want to make sure I'm promoting some of my sponsors. Where is Easy Blade Shaving Products? Hang on a second. I want to make sure I'm always giving them prime real estate. Great products, American made. You've seen me promote them. I appreciate them coming back as a sponsor. Easy Blade Shaving Products. Okay, make sure you tell them Star sent you. All right, now, I think we're done with Kanye West, unless anybody has anything else they want to add to the conversation. I would like to go back, if anybody wants to chime in by way of sports. I was thinking about contacting left-handed, but I know he's working. Draymond Green knocked out Jordan Poole. Jordan Poole first pushed Draymond when he walked up. The videos in my community section. Draymond then comes back, pushes him. It was beautiful. Pushes him and then gives him the right. Drops him. He goes down. Draymond grabs him to hold him up. I thought it was beautiful. Hey, Toby, I got your donation. She says, have a good weekend. Thank you, Toby. Come on, I want to talk sports. I need sports people. You know, every time I talk sports, you chime in after the show's over. Yo, I wish I didn't know you was talking sports. I would have called in. Hang on a second. Let me get a sports aficionado on the line here. Let me see if this is one. Area code 313. Good afternoon. Draymond Green socks Jordan Poole and drops him. Are you up to speed? 313.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How are you, Star?
I'm great, man. How are you? What's cracking?
Man, feeling good. I'm calling out of Detroit.
Okay.
Name's James.
Okay.
Yeah, so with Draymond, man, I feel like, people need to put a little more respect on his name. I argue with my nephew all the time about Draymond Green.
Okay.
He gives him this thing where he says he's a no count. He would be nothing without Steph and Clay. And we're talking about an all-defensive player. We're talking about someone who got it out the mud, out of, Saginaw, who was a champion in his own right in college. He's an Olympian. He's a three-time NBA champion and all-star. And I just feel like for someone who don't have the same type of hype as his let's say light-skinned counterpart, right? He's pivotal to that team because he brings that muscle, that energy. We all know, I think Florida Boy Jay touched on it where he was saying how Jordan Poole coming from the AAU, maybe not balling in the streets or in the hood and stuff like this, but
thinking shit is sweet. Thinking shit is sweet.
Yeah.
Probably got a sneaker deal already,
Right.
Acting bitch-defied.
Who,
Right. Got chin checked. Go ahead.
Absolutely. But it was always the cats who, the Steph Currys of the world and this and that and the third, where they needed a person on that court for them to even be on that court, like a Draymond. That was they back and they muscle and the one that wasn't afraid to, stand up, for his squad and take the hard fouls, and be the bad guy. So I salute Draymond Green, and I think people need to put a little more respect on his name.
If I can add to what you just said, or if I can champion what you just said, I think that Draymond Green regulated a lot by way of the Warriors, and he let it be known. Yes, I got this little high yellow nigga dropping these threes, but if you touch him, I'm gonna rock your jaw. And I can appreciate
them facts.
I can appreciate the way Draymond Green took Kevin Durant's heart, took his heart, and made him get up out of town. Get your bitch ass up out of here. We don't need you to get rings. Get your bitch ass out of here. Go ahead.
And let's not forget that year that I think when Bron went back to Cleveland and they played against the Golden State Warriors. Bron has that thing that Brady has. You can't really touch him. But everybody knows that Draymond was an agitator. Now, you still can't stop Bron. He going to get his numbers. He going to drop his numbers. But he was an agitator. And when they threw Draymond out the game and suspended him, that gave I think the Cleveland Cavaliers that edge for them to end up taking that game, that home game, and then ultimately end up winning. But we have to make note that in them doing that, whether it was the referees, whether it was set up or whatever, in them doing that, it did disturb or disrupt, the rhythm of the Golden State Warriors that particular year. Like I said, Brian.
Now hang on a second. I forget because I don't know basketball like that. Did the Warriors get a ring since Kevin Durant left the squad? Did they get a ring since then?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. They got one last season, I believe.
Nice. So Draymond's stock is still good. I got that whole ass bitch-defied nigga up out of here, and we still got a ring. Now, let me ask you this. What do you think's going to happen? I don't know the severity of him punching this guy, Poole, if there's going to be, well, I'm sure there's going to be repercussions, a suspension, a fine. What's going to happen? I don't know basketball like that?
He'll,
What's gonna happen?
he'll probably get fined. He'll probably get suspended for the first few games within the season or whatever. And that's just all, the politics of it. Of course, they got these younger players. He's a veteran at this point, so that's a way for him to kind of rest up and just be ready for the actual playoffs and stuff like that, because we know they're gonna go there. So I just see it as that. I will say that Draymond, all he did, he stepped into his face, but it was Jordan Poole who pushed him. And once you put hands on the man, you have to be ready for him to do what he did. Now, one thing I will say is I ain't know Draymond Green was that quick with it. He swung like that's straight from the street. He didn't even come back with a push. See, typically when somebody walk in your face, you supposed to punch them right then and there, knock him out. He pushed him. Draymond returned with the way that Jordan Poole was supposed to react when he stepped.
Well, hang on now. Hang on. I've never been a basketball player, but I've had brawls on those streets. I love the fact that Draymond let Jordan Poole push him first, and then, as you know, you saw the video. Draymond then pushed him, and then got a piece of that jaw. Pow! Now, here's the real question. Do you think the little high yellow nigga now got his mind right? Jordan Poole got his mind right now?
I think Steph Curry is a champion of Draymond. Every time we've seen Draymond under the fire, we see a different type of loyalty, because I believe that Steph Curry respects Draymond and his role and what he brings to that team.
Oh yeah. So
we usually see Steph Curry defending Draymond Green. You know what I'm saying?
Well, sir, I know. I just want to know about. No, I'm not talking about the little high yellow nigga Steph Curry. The little high yellow nigga Jordan Poole. Do you think he's got his mind right now?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah. You got to regulate. The bottom line is Draymond is a proven champion. He's a proven, a loyal athlete to his team and his squad. So you got to put some respect on the veteran who's been there, who's pivotal to the success of that franchise. Okay. Period.
Hey,
so man. One could argue Draymond is a captain of that team. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
And listen, man, I hate to cut you short. I got to take more calls. Thank you for tapping in. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Yeah, little nigga got his mind right. Pow. Yeah. Rory, I got your donation. The white Denzel, he sent it a donation. He says, Mayor Buffoon should camp out with the illegals. Thank you, Rory. Hold on a second. Guys, give me a second. I want to respond to my alleged son. I want to send him a marketing deck. And Vatty, I'm going to give you 30% off if you want to become a sponsor. This is very important, folks. Just give me a second here. This young man could be my son. I don't know, but he sends in donations. Unlike 50 Cent's kid. What's his name? Marquise. Taking pictures with the ops. And the children of the ops. Now you're crying about the money. Hold on a second. Okay, Vatty, I'm sending you an email. Matter of fact, 50% off for you, Vatty. Hang on a second. 50% off for my alleged son, huh? Never tried to sue me for child support. Never had his mom talking crazy up on Instagram. I don't want to talk about nobody's moms, but troll babies. Anybody see? Is the young man's name Marquise? Let me just start there. Who just texted me? Okay. That's a money text. Young lady, I say this with all due respect, the mother of Marquise. Thank God, hallelujah, Father, in the name of the blood. I did not have a child with a woman like that. I say that respectfully, but thank God. Anybody see her up on the gram? She's driving and talking. Motherfucker, all sorts of profanity. And he's smiling and laughing. Somebody else was in the other screen. I don't know who. Thank you, Jesus. Hallelujah, Father. I don't have no kids by a woman like that, huh? Oh, you already know she would be up on the gram. Yeah, he ain't paid in 6 years. Jesus. Lil Zeb got your donation. Star Tom Brady's wife net worth is $400 million. Yeah, I don't doubt it. Thank you, Lil Zeb, for your donation. I don't doubt it. I don't know what they have together. I don't know. I hope they get divorced, though. Thank you for your donation, young lady. You know, she's mad because he don't want to, retire and walk on the sand on Turks and Caicos and eat little fucking hors d'oeuvres and tell her how beautiful she is and all that old goofy shit. Get rid of that bitch. Terrell, I got your donation. Good afternoon, Terrell. Thank you for tapping in, sir. Yes, sir. Where do you want to start?
Yeah, I want to start with the Draymond Green situation.
Please.
Want to know who dropped that tape to TMZ? Was it the Warriors?
I have no idea. Tell us.
Poole is coming up on a contract that they want to pay him. He's the future of the Warriors. Draymond Green is on his way out. Why not? But Stefke's champion for Draymond Green. Let's leak this tape so we got a reason to get rid of Draymond Green now.
Well, hang on, sir. Do you know basketball? I don't. I'm already saying that. I don't keep up like I used to. Do you know basketball?
I do know a bit about basketball. Jordan Poole.
Are Jordan Poole's numbers all that? You just said he's the future. Are his numbers all that?
If you look at this past season.
No, sir. I'm asking you. Never mind if I look. I'm asking you. Are Jordan Poole's numbers all that? You said he's the future, not me.
They're not there yet, no, because it's not a team.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're really talking about a high yelling nigga, moody, maybe a little bitch-ified, the type of nigga, if you're playing kickball, he takes his ball and starts leaving, and you say, yo, where you going? He says, I just don't feel like playing no more. We talking about that type of nigga, sir?
He's definitely that type of nigga because he's being backed by the organization. They know they're going to pay him. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised in practice if he told
the type of nigga who quits playing Scully. He quits playing Scully and he claims he got a stomach ache. That type of hoe ass nigga, sir?
That's the type of hoe ass nigga that would take a punch and just go down like that. Because if it was any other player, we fighting. Somebody got to get traded today. Because somebody's going, we fighting again. There's no doubt in my mind we fighting again. But he knows he got a big check coming. He's going to take the punch. He's going to lay down, and he knows Draymond.
Sir, they're in a live chat saying he's been paid already. They're saying you don't know what you're talking about. That's what they're saying in the live chat.
Jordan Poole?
Are they trolling? I don't know.
Or Draymond?
I don't know. Are they?
Well, Draymond, they just told Draymond to pick up your option or seek free agency. That's what I've been seeing on Twitter.
Okay. They're in the live chat talking reckless. They're saying you're getting Bussy confused with the story.
No. Jordan Poole's the future. Draymond's on his way out. I wouldn't be surprised if that's what the argument was about.
They're saying get this nigga off the line, sir. Are you sure? Come on, I'm trying to be educated.
Oh.
Are you sure? I'll wait. Can you Google? I'll wait for you. Google.
Yeah, 100%.
Google his contract. They're saying get you up out of here. They're saying you got Bussy on your mind. I'm not gonna hate on you. Sit tight. I'll be right back. Stay there. I got to promote some sponsors. Hold on a second. Okay, Easy Blade Shaving Products. Who else? Smartland Buyers. Where is Smartland Buyers? And Credit Wiz Pro. Well, let's start with creditwizpro.com. Folks, please go there. Tell them I sent you. www.creditwizpro. Okay, and I got Smartland Buyers coming up. I already promoted Black Body Works. And I got to promote this female. I want her to call back in and promote her book. Where is I Am to Yuki? Okay, what'd you find, sir? What'd you find?
Well, Jordan Poole's a free agent this summer, coming up, 2023.
Okay. So they were just picking with you in the live chat. They were picking with you. Okay, I want to be sure.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, he's looking for the bag. He knows he's going to get the bag. Yeah, he mirrored Steph a little bit this season. He looked like Steph. Sometimes I would catch a game and look up. I'm like, damn, is that Steph or who is that? That's Jordan Poole.
All right.
He had a decent season.
As long as you're sure, sir, because if you say shit that doesn't equal up with reality, they're going to, get at you. That's all I'm saying. Well, hey, do you want to talk about Kanye West at all? Sitting down with Tucker Carlson, we kind of flushed it all out earlier. Did you see the interview?
Yeah. Yeah, the last caller was saying or a caller before was saying that Kanye has a method to his madness.
Well, sir, I want to hear what you think. Never mind the previous callers. I don't remember them. What do you think? What do you
100%.
think? What do you think?
No method to his madness at all. He's just saying shit for clout. The way that Kanye stays relevant is people got to keep mentioning his name. Mm-hmm. And if you ask me, the Nike deal, the Nike shoe fucked his head up. Or sorry about that. The Nike deal messed his head up because when those shoes came out, he realized the type of power that he can have in the fashion industry. Mm-hmm. But Nike said, the hell with you. We don't want to deal with you.
Is he still with Adidas, sir? Is Kanye still with Adidas?
He's still with Adidas.
Okay.
He's still with Adidas. Adidas just announced today that they are going over their deal. They're investigating their deal, quote unquote. Whatever that means. I guess they're trying to figure out a way not to pay him no more. But they technically got to pay him, even to this day. Today they just announced.
How's his deal still going with the Gap? That Gap deal?
I don't know about the Gap deal. The Gap deal seemed kind of funny to me because it seemed like I don't know. The Gap deal seemed kind of funny to me. I don't know. It's supposed to be a 10-year deal with Adidas and the Gap.
Sir, the Gap deal is over. That was a curveball. It's a curveball, sir. Yeah.
You said what?
There is no more Gap deal. That was a curveball to see if you knew what you were talking about.
So when he said I'm done with the Gap said fine, and they were done with him?
I don't know, sir. Ye said it's over. Ye said it's over. Fuck them niggas. Ye said. All right.
Say that again.
Hey, man, thank you for your support. Have a great day. Thank you so much.
No, you too.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Okay, all right. Trolls getting at him. Folks, you got to know sports when you're calling here. I'm already saying I don't know, what's going on. They are not, in my opinion, backing up the truck for this nigga Jordan Poole. He's unproven. He's unproven. On the screen, www.creditwizpro.com. Please go there. Tell them I sent you. Also, please check out this sponsor here. Great folks to deal with. www.smartlandbuyers.com. Someone sent me an email asking about purchasing raw land. Whoever you are, can you just go to that URL? Just say, hey, Star sent me. Whoever you are, you sent me like a 3-paragraph email, which I'm not going to read unless there's a donation with it. Right there, smartlandbuyers.com, okay? Hold on a second. Nobody else is interested in the mayor of New York. I promoted my banner already for advertising Easy Blade Shaving Products. Okay, I got to get an I am to Yuki before I close this out. I'll come back to her in a second. Let's go to area code 231. Good afternoon. Kanye West or Draymond Green? Those are my topics. Do you want to chime in?
Yeah, what's up, Star? I want to talk about that Draymond Green, Jordan Poole incident.
Okay. Do you know basketball, sir? I'm looking for like basketball aficionados. You know basketball?
Yeah. Yeah, I know a little bit about basketball. I played ball, college, played a little bit of semi-pro.
Okay.
I live in Michigan too, so it's kind of a Michigan State Michigan thing with Draymond Green and Jordan Poole also. You know, Jordan Poole going to Michigan, Draymond Green going to Michigan State. But I heard you say a couple minutes ago, Warriors they're not going to pay him. They're going to pay him, but the reason he's having his breakout, he had a breakout year last year. The reason he had a breakout year is because of that Warriors system and who he's playing around.
Right.
So if he goes somewhere else, he's not going to be putting up those same type of numbers he's putting up with the Warriors because he's not going to have a Steph Curry or Draymond or Klay Thompson to, feed off of,
Okay.
So they're going to pay him, but they're going to, in the same, like the Warriors have a core of young guys who's coming up. They got the kid from Africa. They got the guy Moody. They got Wiseman. So and they just drafted another dude that can flat out shoot the ball. So they don't have to pay him. They can be like, well, you caused the distraction. You kind of get big headed. So we're going to pass on you. We're going to develop this other talent we have. We did it in the past.
Right.
If you notice about the Warriors, Harrison Barnes left. Nobody heard anything about Harrison Barnes since he left. KD left. KD fell off since he's left.
Fell off.
The Warriors still winning because the Warriors still winning because of that system they have of developing those young guys and old guys at the same time.
Now, hang on a second. You sound like a man who knows what he's talking about. And I have yet to hear anyone put this on the table this afternoon. I think Steve Kerr, I could be wrong, is going to take the side of Draymond Green and the rest of the team. Do you remember in 1995 when Michael Jordan socked Steve Kerr in his fucking eye during practice? Pow!
Right.
He helped that white boy get his mind right. Right?
Yep.
After Jordan after Jordan socked Steve Kerr in his fucking eye, how many more championships did the Bulls go on to win?
Well, they win 3 more or 2 more after that.
You tell me, sir. I'm just a troll. How many more, my nigga?
Yeah, I think they won 2 more after that because I think it happened that year when Jordan came back. When he hit him in the eye, I think it happened that first year he came back when they won the 72 games. They went 72-10. I think it happened that year, but they won 2 more championships after that. So. Are
you sure, sir? I thought it was 3. Sock the white boy in his shit.
No. Well, yeah. So it happened that year they won their first one when they won that three-peat. It happened that same year. So yeah, they won 3 after that happened. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Sock the white boy in his shit, helped him get his mind right. So Steve Kerr may remember, hey, he's a young guy on the come up, but sometimes that punch in the eye or wherever it was, caught Jordan Peele, it'll help him get his mind right. You're not bigger than the team. This is a team sport. Go ahead.
And that's kind of Steph Curry, he denied this, but there was some tension that has been bubbling when they went to Asia to play. They played basketball over there.
Okay.
And they had a 3-point contest, and Steph Curry and Klay Thompson won that contest.
Okay.
And Klay Thompson kind of made the comment of we had to humble Jordan Poole a little bit because we won.
Okay.
And Steph Curry, they asked him about that. They asked him about Jordan Poole's attitude, since they started training camp and all this. But Steph Curry gonna be the professional. He's gonna deny it. But
right. So we got a high yelling nigga who's probably, or more than likely, he needs a little adjustment.
Yes.
Yeah. As a lot of those high yelling niggas do, and high yelling bitches. Oh, them bitches be doing the most, don't they?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Now hang on a second, so I want to throw you a curveball. I'm just I'm that type of nigga. You say you're from Michigan, born and raised?
Yes, sir. I'm from the west side of Michigan also. Yep.
Okay. Tell me about that game, sir, with Chris Webber when he played with Michigan, where he blew it. Oh, he blew it. Now, he went on to have a lengthy NBA career. But tell me about that Michigan game. Take us back. What was that, 1990, 91? What was that? I forget.
It was 92, I think 93, around that time.
I don't know. What happened?
So the real Michigan fans will never forgive Chris Webber because of that. You know, Fab Five is the Fab Five. You know, they lost the previous year to Duke. I think they playing North Carolina in this championship game. You know, they got the ball coming down. They got a chance to score.
Right.
Chris Webber, he gets the rebound. First he travels when he gets the rebound.
Come on.
So he's coming down. They don't have any timeouts left. You know, I guess he said he heard somebody on the bench scream timeout, like call a timeout.
Right.
So he calls the timeout when they don't have any left. In NCAA, that was the rule where if you call too many timeouts, it's a technical foul and the possession area goes to the opposite team. So he calls the timeout. Michigan, I think they was down 1 or it was tied up, something like that.
I forget.
But that eventually lost the game for him.
Yeah.
I think I was like 11 or 12 years old when I'm watching this, and I was upset. I was so upset, man.
Sir, I remember that play, and I hated on him for years after that. I'm such a hater. I remember it was early 2000 or some I forget when. He had some sneakers, some silver sneakers, right? The Chris Webbers, that fly jiggy shit. And somebody gave me those sneakers. I was on Hot 97 at the time, and I said, "Oh, these are kind of hot." I said, "Whose sneakers are these?" And somebody said, those new Webbers. I said, "Chris Webber?" He said, "Yeah." I said, "Man, I don't want these shits," and I gave them away.
Hey, stop. I never liked Chris Webber after that. He went on to have a pretty decent pro career, but I never liked Chris Webber after that.
Yeah. Hey, man.
I couldn't rock with it. And at the same time, I was on Jalen Rose's side when the whole Fab Five thing came out, when Chris Webber went and told on testified and lied about whatever happened with the Fab Five.
Yeah.
You know, I was on Jalen Rose's side. So
all right. Hey, man, good talking to you. Thank you for your input, man, and your knowledge. Thank you.
All right, yeah, salute,
yes, sir. Thank you. Okay. All right, salute. Big nigga 22 tapping in via PayPal. He says, "Star, that nigga Jada Bati Bandit is lying. He's in one of them crowded bathhouses. That's why when he calls in, it sounds like loud music a lot." Jada Bandit, you still my nigga, man, but come on, man. You can't be calling all that noise in the background, homie. I'm trying to do research here.
And the caller before is right. He is great in that system. That's why they're going to keep him. They're going to find a Draymond Green light somewhere, right? Because Draymond wants to get paid. Somebody's going to pay him. He's going to go to Detroit. That's why he's from Michigan or whatever. So he's going to go to Detroit, get his money, and the Warriors are going to find Draymond Green light. I don't know who that's going to be right now, but again, they got Jordan Poole. He's a good player. They also got a couple other players, Wiseman, a couple other guys they could package together and trade for something. You know what I'm saying? Get another player to put into that spot that Draymond is occupying.
Sir, hold on a second. Florida boy Jay, how about now? How's the audio now? I had a little issue for a second. Are we okay? Florida boy Jay? My audio went out, sir. So let's go back for a second. Let's go back for a second.
All right.
You may be right. Punching him and then grabbing him because he saw that the little frail nigga couldn't take a punch.
Man. He went down, Star. He went down. You saw that?
Yes.
Oh, my God.
Hang on. I thought it was just like the way that you save a little frail nigga. Okay, you can't take this punch. Bow. I'm going to grab you, hold you up so that you don't totally embarrass yourself. You ran your mouth. You pushed me. Bow. Now I'm grabbing you to hold you up because in reality, you're a frail nigga and you got a glass jaw. I'll let you finish up, though. Go ahead.
Nah, Star. That was $100 million he saw falling down the damn toilet. He was trying to save face. He was like, oh, no.
Gotcha.
It's over.
Okay. Hey, man.
So appreciate you, Star. I ain't
Thank
gonna
you.
go on Kanye. Whatever, man. Appreciate you, Star,
Yes,
man.
sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. All right. Okay. Thank you, guys. Oh, and thank you, Left-Handed. Peace. I'm sure Left-Handed is at work. Guys, in the community section, I want you to go subscribe to Left-Handed's channel on YouTube. He talks sports, okay? All right, guys, I appreciate your support, your information, and your input this afternoon. I think we covered the Kanye West and Tucker Carlson interview. Again, I enjoyed it. Please check it out. And also, there's my PayPal information if you want to make a donation to the show. And I will see you guys tomorrow at some point. Take care and enjoy the rest of your day.